hell is that? I think I get it. I don't know.
Okay, I thought I'd go over the menus on the top of the screen there. The far two left columns are the depth, and the first column is 0 to 10, the second one is 0 to 100, and the unit automatically senses which column to use. I could not find a way to stop them from blinking. If you find a way to do that, just comment below. After you go through that and understand that you can't change that, then the rest of the menus are pretty straightforward. You just push the menu button, which is the top key there, and then you push the right and left arrow buttons to scroll through the menu that you want to change. They're just icons, and there's really no pull down menu or anything like that. You just scroll to the icon that you want to change, and then you hit the enter button, which is the bottom button, and it will go to the other toggled value. There's, as far as I can tell, there's only two values for each icon across the top. For example, there's a backlight value that's either on or off. There's a sound value for alarms that's on or off. There's a high sensitivity, and then it's just off. And there's also an auto, which is senses the bottom and redraws the rocks piles at the bottom of the screen every 10 seconds, I believe. Now the rock piles at the bottom, if you were over a tree, for example, they're just going to show a large rock. They're just icons that come with the unit. You'll see the fish there. There's a small fish and a big fish in about 1, 2, 3, 5 columns. And then on the right it shows the depth. And you know, they might work. It's very hard to tell. And if you get a large fish, I think that might also represent a school of bait fish. And that's really pretty much it. There is a reset button, and there's also a green blinking light on the top of the unit. And I've already showed you where the power button is. And I would say the most valuable thing is the depth. It seems to do the depth pretty good. And as far as structure, that's not so good. And whether or not it senses fish properly, it's hard to tell. Okay, that's the float, and it has a little gripper in there, a little cork, the black thing in the center that grips the wire, and you can set the depth on it. But you're not going to use that to troll because it basically goes out sideways at an angle and you get an inaccurate reading. So what I did is I hung it over the back of the boat like that, and you just stop and you can get accurate readings. If I was going to keep the unit, I'd put it in a piece of PVC and secure it so that it has less drag in the water, like that. If this transducer had a temperature sensor in it, you could drop it down. It does have 35 feet of cable. You could drop it down and see if you could find the thermocline. Okay, so overall I'd say once you get through the menu and understand what's going on there, it's not too bad. It's pretty easy, really. It's very light. It's affordable, $30, $40. So far as finding structure on the bottom, that's not so good. Finding fish, it's hard to say. Schools of fish, who knows? It just doesn't create echoes or fish arcs like a normal fish finder does. I think I'd probably keep it as a backup unit if you attached it to your pontoon boat so that it stays straight up and down. You didn't have to worry about it. It's pretty good. It's pretty portable. You don't have to worry about somebody stealing it. If you have a young kid, it's their first fish finder, it might be good for that. But overall, I was going to just return it.